أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. I seek refuge from the evils of Satan, and I begin in the name of God Almighty, the most gracious, the most merciful. Dearest and most beloved divine brothers and sisters of Islam, brothers and sisters in the concourse of humanity and the fraternity of religions, I pray that may the peace, may the mercies and the blessings of God Almighty Subhanahu wa Ta'ala be with one and all. Welcome to this day's presentation of the teachings of Islam, striving to bring peace, harmony, knowledge and wisdom into your homes by your permission, by God's permission, and in the corners of the earth through the medium of electricity, television, radio and YouTube. Once again, welcome to this, the presentation of the teachings of Islam. My most dearest and beloved and divine brothers and sisters, today we take a bit of a change from the normal style of using the Holy Quran, teachings of the Holy Prophet. Sometimes, as you know, we use the Bhagavad Gita, the favorite translation of which is Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, the late, which we use here, the Holy Bible, to bring universal peace and goodness. The intricate teachings of Islam teaches, learns, educates from all the various holy books and various religions. This is the purpose, the function of the religion of Islam. Today, we digress somewhat from the normal course. We have had pundits here, we have had Christian evangelists here, we have had pastors and preachers, and we have had people from Brahma Kumaris here. We have had imams and saintly people of all religions here on the electric mosque teachings of Islam. Today we have a very special person who will dilate with me on various topics of religion, humanity, decency, good behavior, and who will also teach us in the next few sessions of the electric mosque teachings of Islam, as I feel inspired to use his wisdom and knowledge to educate the world, or Guyana, wherever we possibly can, to the best that we can. So we will start with maybe some general discussion and then go to the topic at hand. Now I give you a biodata of the gentleman Ram Prakash Singhal. He is here with me. I would like to welcome him to the Electric Mosque Teachings of Islam.
Thank you.
Brother Ram Prakash Singhal is a professional civil engineer who works as a director of engineer but with a consulting firm in New York. He was born in India but moved to the United States in 1977. Brother Ram has been practicing Raj Yoga meditation for the last 40 years and applies it in his professional and personal life. He believes that spirituality is dynamic and a higher form of science that can be integrated in our day-to-day life. Its practical use helps in dealing with adverse situations and circumstances and fosters harmonious relations in professional and personal life. Ram Bhai, and those of you who don't know, means brother. Brother Ram was on the 64th floor when tragedy struck during September 11, 2001. We call it 9/11. At the World Trade Center, New York, and came out of the building just 5 minutes before it collapsed. He overcame his physical problems and helped many people in this time of crisis. He had a unique, positive experience because he was trying to help others. He himself did not experience fear, anger, or helplessness. He today travels around the world sharing his personal experience. He shares his thoughts on how meditation, along with his thoughts, along with our positive attitude, faith in a higher being, and love for people and nature helps us in time of crisis like this. I'm having a slight problem here with the computer. Okay, sorry, be going, be not disturbing, God's work must go on. He has traveled to many places in the USA, South America, Caribbean, Russia, UK, and India, sharing his personal experience of 9/11. Brother Ram has also been working with youth groups for the last 20 years and has conducted workshops in various schools, colleges, and organizations. The youth relate to him very well and consider him as an excellent life coach. So he's also a life coach. Suggested topics: turning crisis into opportunities, turning stress into inner strength, power of elevated actions, creating atmosphere of happiness, exploring and emerging inner resources, the power of soft energy, dealing with all of a sudden situation. Basically, all of it here, as we could see, the universal laws of attraction, the power of positive thinking, and the goodness of the human heart and human love to adjust and adapt to situations. Brother Ram, on behalf of the Electric Mosque Teachings of Islam, it is my joy to welcome you here this morning. And for the next few weeks on our program, we hope to educate the world as to the knowledge that you have acquired, on the inspiration that you have had with your experience in 2011, and your general knowledge of an intellectual and a human being and a man of wisdom and great understanding. I would like to give you an opportunity to tell us how you feel about being in Guyana at this time, and why are you really here?
Thank you for inviting me, first of all, Mr. Khan. I really am very, very happy to be in Guyana. About 11 years ago, I had come over here, and I am back over here again, and I have to tell, and I have to congratulate to all of you in Guyana that I saw such a big change what I saw 11 years ago. Lot of progress. I was just, when somebody was bringing me to the center, I came to Brahma Kumari Center, and what I was seeing, I said, look so beautiful. Oh, the roads are so nice and clear and clean, and the greenery all around. And I said, so much progress which has been made. Somehow, I really had very, very good experience. And I have to tell, Mr. Khan, to you that about 37 years ago, 35 years ago, I met some people from Guyana in America, actually. Looking at them, I had the feeling that this is where, because I used to talk to them, I used to notice that they are Western culture, as well as they have not forgotten their roots. And it could be from Indian background, it could be from Chinese background, it could be from black background, it could be from Muslim background. I felt they were all as if there is no difference. Everybody is celebrating all the festivals of all the religions. Like there is hardly any difference. For what I noticed in Guyana was that everybody feel every other festival is their own festival.
This is one of the greatness of being a Guyanese. And sometimes I find that the Guyanese people don't realize how fortunate we are because they take it for granted.
That's it.
In this country, we are a beautiful, I would call it a melting pot.
Melting pot.
Of civilizations, of humanity, of cultures, religions and traditions. This is what I find.
See, that is what I really felt, that if you want to see a balanced life, if you want to see the balanced personalities, and I have to agree with you, sometimes we don't know how fortunate we are because it is part of our life. We just see it natural way. But an outsider, and I am from India, like for example, I am from India, my love for India increased when I met Guyanese people.
Okay, that is amazing. Thank you. I feel Guyanese.
Yeah.
I feel very happy and very proud to hear that from a foreign national who come to Guyana and have seen the way we live. He's amazed. He comes into our home, into our offices, into the stores, the businesses, the schools, and he look around and he see that mixture, that blending of humanity that is so very difficult and rare to find. Let us, the people of our country, celebrate what I will turn to the festival of colors of the humanity that we have in this country. You know, some time ago, my brother, a lady came from the same organization like you, and I must let you know he is visiting at the courtesies and through the Brahma Kumaris, which is a world spiritual organization, as you know, headquartered in Guyana, in Main Street, Georgetown, in High Street, Georgetown, opposite the Demerara Distillers building. Very famous organization that work to educate and develop people as the techniques of spirituality, to touch the inner core of their humanity, their spirituality, and to unite religions, to teach power of positive thinking, stress management, anger management. Is one of those of you who have any of this or need to get the knowledge of meditation, please visit the Brahma Kumari Center in High Street, Georgetown. If some of you cannot get there, you don't know how to get there, make contact with yours truly at 226-7541, and we will try to help you to get there or to advise you how you can make the benefit. Now, the Brahma Kumaris is the organization with which he is associated. This gentleman is associated. And he's moving around the world, so he has a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom about humanity, and he cherishes what we have. I wanted to tell you about this woman, this lady who came from another country, Brahma Kumari lady. I can't remember her name, a beautiful sister. And she was amazed when she went into the market, the variety of vegetables and fruits that we produce in Guyana. She was shocked. Then she was shocked that she could walk in the streets, unlike some countries where bandits and criminals, and we have some of that here, and terrorists are running and killing and hurting people. And she was also amazed that we're walking in our streets and we're not congested with too much of people to feel a kind of an inconvenience. She said that we are very fortunate to be living in a country like Guyana. And so I call upon the people of Guyana, this time when the election is in the air, at the time when politicians tend to create trauma and turmoil and even work the race card. Let the people of this country, please do not allow yourself to get excited. Live your life, vote for who you want, vote for issues, and let's protect, save our country and build a great national sovereignty of humanity and peace. Any more comments from you on that?
See, one thing I have to say, that I know Guyanese people for many, many years. They are so creative. They are resourceful. They will repair anything. They will make something out of nothing. Like I have to tell you, last night my badge, this badge, it got broke. I said, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? How I can go without badge anywhere? And I gave somebody over here at the center. I said, no big problem. He fixed it and put it back on it. Now it's a small thing, but what it shows is that they just don't think any problem is a problem. They just look for the solution.
Sometimes our people don't realize the level of the instrumentalities and the blessings that we have in this country. And sometimes they tend to forget that. For example, as you heard, that I am the maker of rickshaws in Guyana. rickshaws or the three-wheeler, as you all know, from the RKS EcoStar Motors. And when we got it all in parts, it was a very great difficulty for us to put it together. And in a couple of weeks, we managed to get it together and were able to build them. And the people in China who supply us most of the parts were shocked that within such a short period of time, we could have mastered the art. It takes them months to put together a new model. This is the power and the greatness of our people, the instrumentality, the blessings that we have. It's nice of you to hear that from you. Now, we have many things we want to talk on, my beloved and divine brothers and sisters of humanity, that we want to cover, most of it which is based on his knowledge and his wisdom. But I would like to ask him, as I am also a fellow of the Brahma Kumaris Spiritual University, and I'm a fellow of any University of Spirituality and Peace and Harmony, as I am of the Universal Peace Federation, founded by the Honorable Sun Myung Moon and his wife Hak Cha Moon. I'm of anything that is peace and goodwill and harmony. I'm a part of that, and that is why I'm a part of this beautiful organization that preaches only peace, goodwill, love, and harmony. How did you get into the Brahma Kumaris? What inspired you?
I got into Brahma Kumaris when I was not even 22. I was just reaching 22 years. And I had just finished my engineering. I'm a civil engineer by profession. And I could have never imagined myself becoming a spiritual person, because in my college I did not have that inclination. But when I came in contact with Brahma Kumaris, what I felt, because it just happened that they stayed in our house for about 3-4 months, and I saw them closely. What I noticed from them was they belonged to the good families. They could live their nice life, but they chose this path. I used to see them that they will work hard whole day. They will have simple food. They will totally immersed in serving other people, and at night time, so simple food, and they're so happy. And I said, something must be happening.
Always smiling.
Always smiling, and I said, how can... And you know when the smile is artificial, when it's natural.
No matter how much the situation is bad and tense, they're smiling.
They're smiling.
I found it out. I found it. I'll talk to you as we go on.
If I had met them only one time.
So hopefully you all will learn about some of that from the
See, even supposing you met 1 or 2 times, then you say, oh, they can make up, they can smile. But when you see them in and out, 3 months, 4 months, you know that is not artificial. That is not. They are not trying to force the smile on their faces, but it's part of their face. It's part of their inner acting, and that is where I actually learned. When people say face is the index of mind, I really felt whatever is in your mind actually does project on your face, and it becomes so natural, because you can see the difference between natural smile versus forced smile. Because whatever you are inside, it shows that. In your eyes it shows, body language shows what is in.
You're so right. Many times you see people give you a forced smile like a grin. Right? And then you know when the light comes from the blessing and from the light, when the smile comes from the light within, the Nur of God, Nur Allah.
That's right. Nur.
Yeah, you know that it's coming from within, from something divine. Now, I have also found it when I go into my meditation mode, and even when I'm not in the meditation mode, many times I'm smiling. So sometimes I say, why am I smiling? You know? Then I'm going to meditation, and in the process of meditating, I'm smiling. I think you tried to explain this to the other day when I heard you talk, and I'm smiling when I'm hearing you talk, because you're smiling all the time. I'm always happy. I'm always joyful. So I found that out. Once you have you've cleansed the heart, I think, and it's very scientific, the soul of burdens and mental pressure, you're kind of a liberated soul. And then you can afford to smile in meditation and out of meditation as a matter of living.
See, actually then I started to say, you are not only meditating when you are sitting in meditation. You could be meditating whilst even talking to each other, whilst going in the train or driving or doing the dishes or sweeping the floor or doing big executive work. Anything you could be doing, but you could be in the state of smile because internally you are talking to the people, thinking that she is my brother, my sister.
And the smile is very much magnetic. And it also is contagious.
Contagious and
it's like a beautiful disease.
And people even feel that they can do things in the business with you. Why I see when it becomes natural in part of your life, actually people can notice that you are a genuine person.
That is true. That is such a beautiful
You know why, Mr. Khan, why I am seeing lots of times certain people you see, you don't want to deal with them.
You know, sometimes you see some people say, you know what, I am praying every day. Hindus, Muslims, Christians, but you find them, I'm praying every day, I pray, 1,000 times, this, that, per day, 2,000 times. But you can notice, and I'm not being critical, just being a positive observer, that there is annoyance in them, there is pain, there is vexatiousness, they don't smile, they quarrel all the time. I've seen this. So now in the Islamic case, first of all, let me speak about my Hindu brothers. Sometimes some of them pray plenty, and they will tell another person, and even the Muslims, and even the Christians, you need to pray. You need to go to church, you need to pray. Go to church and pray. And the way they're doing it, they're humiliating the person and hurting that person's feelings, and you can see in their own face a lot of bitterness. Could happen to anyone of any religion. Sometimes you go to the mosque, you see people praying with vexatiousness, but they're fulfilling that timely prayer. Or a Hindu doing something in their temple, but when you see them coming out, they're coming out with they're fulfilling the regulation of the prayer, but something is wrong inside. You see some Christian evangelists preaching and teaching, and when they come out, they're picking fight with other people. My religion better than yours. Only this can save you. And so forth and so forth. I think we, as a people, we need to clear our hearts and our souls of this burden of pressure, and to respect other religions and other peoples. And if we believe that our religion or our teaching is the best, you don't propound it, you don't beat it into the hearts of humanity, of people. You live it. You live the goodness of your religion so that you can impress other people, you can inspire other people about your religion, and realize that your religion and your works and is a beautiful and a good thing, and we can create harmony through that. Any comments on that?
No, I think I have to agree with you on all the points, and what I start to feel is that I don't think of what people are doing wrong. I start to see what can I do right. This way, people are only seeing what is good rather than what is wrong. Somehow, I have found that, as you were mentioning, that we were learning positive thinking. And I really noticed, one time I experimented with myself. I stood in front of the mirror and I started to think positive. Good about somebody, nature, or my situation. I noticed I was smiling when I was thinking positive. And other time I started to think bad about person or nature or my situation, circumstances. My face was withering. I said, nothing has changed in me. My situation has not changed. The person I am thinking about is not even around me. How come it's affecting me? That is where I felt that before I even affect anybody, my thinking affects me personally. And positive thinking is bringing joy in me, and anytime I am thinking negative about something, it is really disturbing me, it is damaging me, and it is hurting me. And that is where I said to myself, now be your own friend. smile, think positive. You take up a challenge. Under all circumstances, you can turn any negative situation into a positive.
All the religions have taught that. To thy own self be true.
Yeah.
All the holy books.
Yeah.
The Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, to thy own self be true.
Yeah.
Because if you cannot be true to yourself,
and in some or another, I cannot speak of anything. There is a saying, you can teach or preach only what you are. Nothing more.
that is correct.
And that is where I have seen in my life that I will share my experiences of my life. I will experiment with myself. This particular situation, it is negative. How can I turn into positive?
So we have for this program, there is an introduction of a few more to come. So keep in tune. Is about coming to an end. Can you quickly, in about 2 or 3 minutes, dilate on your experience in India when you were in school with that young man who had a mathematics problem? 3 minutes.
I know that I had shared with somebody personal experience. See, like I did not have confidence in me. I did not feel good about myself. Like lack of self-respect. And then I read a small book called Self-Esteem. And what it shows that nobody is perfect. There are always some weaknesses in everyone, but we can always make up for it. To have self-respect, to feel good about yourself, you have to do something good somewhere. And I just used to read that thing. And one day I noticed, I was monitor of my class, and I saw one boy who was sad, quiet all the time. And I used to watch him, and then one day I asked him, why you're so sad? Why you're so quiet? And he said, I am very poor and I don't know mathematics. I don't understand mathematics and I'm worried about myself. What will happen to me? And I could not bear to see his sadness. I said to him, after work, after school, I am going to come and to your house and I am going to teach you. And I started to go to his home and I started teaching him mathematics. I cannot forget the eyes of that mother even now, that how much she loved me. I could see the love in her eyes pouring out. She will cook sometimes food for me. She will say, people don't even come near the poor people and you are coming to my home and you are teaching my boy mathematics. And it was such a joy coming from her. I experienced that result of teaching is satisfaction and happiness. But that was instant result. But how the physical component of that goodness really I experienced. I was in pre-engineering, I was working and I just got into the sickness, typhoid, and it got spoiled. I was in the bed for about 3 months, and what I did was, I said I'm going to lose my ear, but then I had this feeling by teaching the mathematics, I had kept on becoming better and better mathematics, and I really started to work on mathematics. I got so many good grades, so much, that it compensated, because I could not spend a lot of time, and it compensated for physics, chemistry. I got such a good grade, I got admission in engineering.
And then you became an engineer.
I gave that engineering, becoming an engineer, I can give credit to that
teaching that boy, see, and the love for the mother. Love begets love. Harmony begets harmony. Let us continue to spread the love and the harmony. And tune in next week at this time on the presentation of the teachings of Islam, striving to bring teachings and wisdom of Islam and religions, of the religions of peace and harmony into your home through the medium of electricity. The electric mosques teaching.
Truly He is the one, He has no father or son. Truly He this film